Hi, how are you? On the other day, I told you about how bad relationship or abusive relationship starts and how it develops. And what's the most common question that I have heard after that is, why didn't you just leave? And that tells me that people really don't understand. Nobody gets into violent relationship or abusive relationship just by okay, I can commit to that, I can commit to beating, and I can commit to isolation, and I can commit to being locked at the house, pushed, pulled, coerced. No, nobody would do that. Nobody sane. Well, of course, the starting up a video was about how things develop gradually, so it's not just bam and I'm in an abusive relationship. It comes slowly. But even when it comes, why don't you leave? That's the question. Well, I thought about it, and I think that there is like the positive side of things that like keep you in, and then there is the negative side of things that keep you in as well. So the positive side is that the showering, somebody said love bombing, which is quite a describing word. But if you haven't ever heard anyone say that they love you, and suddenly you have this person in your life that says constantly that they love you, they say tens of times a day that they love you, and you're the most beautiful thing, the most sweet thing in the world, and you are perfect. And then they give you gifts, and they give you flowers, and they shower you with attention that you haven't ever gotten. Of course you are baffled and think that, oh, I'm the luckiest girl in the world, that I have met them and that they love me, that they love the little old me. When they do something bad, they usually get back with something good. So if there was a big row and if they were a little hard-handed on you, then they might get you a weekend on a spa. They don't like spas, but you have sometimes said that you would like to go. And now they think that they use that. So, honey, I got us a weekend in a spa that you love so much. And then they try to be civil for one day, but the second day they will mope already. But you get the picture. So they give you so much attention that you never could imagine. You feel like a princess on a movie or a fairy tale. And it's very hard to believe that it's the same person, the same relationship, the same little old you that is on the other side of the relationship. They are like Janus. They can flip their faces from good to bad, to good to bad, to good to bad, without any effort. On a bad side, what they do to keep you in is, of course, straight threats of violence. If you don't obey me, you know what's going to happen. If you make me mad, you know what is going to happen, honey, if you make me mad. And that's your fault if something happens. And then there are, of course, those people who threaten by suicide. If you leave me, I will kill myself, and my blood is on your hands, and everybody knows that. But people who threat with suicide is another topic, and I have seen them quite a lot, but I will talk about them in another video. But if we stay on this dark side, there is, of course, the isolation, and the whole purpose of the isolation is to keep you in. So you don't have friends, you don't have close connections to your family, you don't have anyone. You feel really alone. And if you haven't told anyone before, it's very hard to start if a year or two has passed. Like straight, I have bruises all over my body. Can you see that I have been beaten? And they say, why didn't you say anything before if this is true? But that's their purpose. They can give a little hints to your friends and your family that you are not well, that you need protection, that you have certain tendencies that are not good for you. And again, they will think that you are funny if you say something and not the one that is violating you all the time. Then, of course, there is the whole concept of the outside world. So there is you and me in our little home, and then there is the big bad outside world. If you go outside, you will face violence if you go outside in the evenings, of course. So that's dangerous for you. I cannot let you to go outside because it's dangerous. And if they keep saying this and reading the news, which say that all bad things happen all the time, it's easy to start to believe that I actually cannot leave because then I will face violence. I'll be threatened. And it's easy to believe if somebody says that you many times a day or constantly. And of course, it's not nice to admit that I have failed, that you have failed, to recognize what this relationship is going to, or that you have met and hooked up with a totally wrong person. Nobody likes to do that. So first, when you were love bombed and everything was great and you told them that everything is so fabulous, and now you have to go and say that no, it's not. It's something quite contrary. Nobody wants to do that, but it plays in their hand. And remember one thing, you are not wrong. They did the wrong thing by denying you your rights, isolating you, maybe physically hurting you. That's the wrong thing. The fact that you misjudged the situation maybe for a long time, that is not the wrong thing. The original wrong is the one that hits. So there is nothing for you to be ashamed of. But start to make a checks. So if they really love you, they do not treat you like they do. If the outside world is as dangerous as it seems, go outside for a while and see if something happens. Ask your neighbors, ask your friends, see if they go outside in the evenings and get back just fine. Reach out to people. Start to break the isolation. Start to talk with your neighbor, talk with the next door, call your friends. If they are really your friends, they will listen and they will understand, even if years has gone by. I know that after many years, friends have reunited. And when somebody comes that, okay, we were good friends 10 years ago, and now I need you. I don't want your money, I don't want anything like that, but I need your help with this kind of situation. And if your friend is what you thought that they were, they will help you. And reach out to your family if your family is reachable. But that was the very short version of why people stay in this kind of relationships. And why don't they just leave? But I wish you have courage to leave if you live in this kind of relationship. So that was all for now. I hope you have a great day. I see you soon. Goodbye.